Hello, riggers. Should I say riggers actually? We'll work on it. Welcome to the second episode of the WRIGS Podcast, the weekly reflection, introspection, gratitude, and sharing podcast. Episode 2, as mentioned, I did say last time that I wanted to be unscripted, but it was a bit chaotic. I think that first episode. So I was going to try to take notes this week, which I completely did not do. I quite honestly, I've been thinking about it all week, being like, I should make notes for the podcast, and just to make sure I don't run out of things to say and everything's structured. But did not happen. So it's okay. It's what we're working on, and it's all about baby steps and getting organized and learning how to be better at this. So I'm going to try to wing it again and start with Monday. I actually regret not taking notes because the last couple of weeks I've been actually feeling pretty good. So it feels like there's less to reflect on. But I think this is going to entice me to practice more gratitude, which is also a part of the journey. So we're going to try with this as well. In order of the week, I think Monday was pretty straightforward in terms of emotions. I was very excited to get the test for the course that I did last weekend to come out, so a little bit impatient with this. But I've managed to keep focusing on the present, on the right now, and not on the future, which helped me basically stay patient until the test actually came out. So my Monday was pretty straightforward, I guess. The Tuesday, the test, which we got told would be within 48 hours, but highly likely would already be out by the time we got home, still wasn't. I still had not received it, so I started to freak out a bit. I reached out to someone that did the course with me because I wanted to ask him if he had received him and if it was just me or not. So by the time I found him on Instagram, etc., it was already the end of the day. So I waited. I was going to wait the Wednesday to message. The Tuesday was still challenging physically. We had a big lift on Monday. It was like a big session on Monday, so I was a bit tired, and also from the weekend at the course. Still managed to move my body, which helped greatly. It was meant to be a partner workout, and then I was training on my own, but one of the members came out, so I'm quite grateful. He reached out and asked if I wanted to do the workout with him. Yeah, this is not the kind of thing we think about, but I guess I'm grateful that someone thought I'd be decent enough to work out with them, because they're quite strong and fit. So, and regardless of the level, I mean, generally that means they appreciate you. So it was good to get that bit of external validation, which, if you know me, know I crave a lot. Still working on it, but getting there. I think I'm able to reflect on it, and I'm able to notice whenever I'm craving this external validation and trying to move away from the schema, which is a CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. Schema is like a treatment. So basically, it's like this personality that you have. We all have them. We all have actually 4 or 5 of them. I can't remember how many there is. I think it's like maybe like 15 different ones. We all have 4 or 5 of them, let's say within the 15, if that number is correct. And then out of the 4 or 5 that we have, there's always 1 or 2 that are extremely dominant. To me, for example, my fives, if I remember correctly, are fear of abandonment, high standards. They're the two most dominant. And to be honest, I don't remember the last three. I should probably work on that. But that's okay. So yeah, like to reply to that schema, to get back to where I was, it's good that I'm able to notice it now. And instead of feeding the schema with negative thoughts, I can recognize that it's when this schema, this personality trait of me is talking and it's not me. So when it's taking over, instead of going this vicious circle, most of the time now I'm able to break away from it, which is good. It shows progress and awareness, and it's not about avoiding it because it's always going to happen. It's just about being able to recognize when this happens and basically don't listen to what your brain tells you. So if you ever wonder why you always talk to yourself in a negative way, that could be a thing. Schema therapy, look it up. You learn a lot, highly likely. But that was my Tuesday, like focus on recovery, etc. Wednesday, I finally received that test, that online test. So it was, I was excited, but I couldn't do it on Wednesday, so unfortunately, so I had to wait more. I think I was focused on working and driving just to make that extra money to relieve that financial stress that I've had a little bit in the last 6 to 8 weeks. I'm almost there, so I'll focus on driving to make some money. I actually caught up with a friend as well Wednesday evening. We went for dinner, which was good. They're not in a great place, I don't think. But they're aware of it. They're working on it, which is good. I really hope that they get out of this like root or bad moment. Because I love them, but yeah, they need to. They've got some work to do. But it was great because we were able to talk some things out, and how it's funny because I was trying to help, and the more I was trying to help them, the more I felt better about myself because it sort of like gave me a purpose. And so that's actually something that I've recommended them, is that if you ever find yourself in a lump or being very negative all the time about yourself, about your life, about the direction it's going, if you've got some support system, friends you can rely on, and we all want to vent, and that's totally understandable and valid. But instead of venting, feel better for 48 hours and then everything comes back. Next time, maybe try to help them. What I mean by that is that when you are helping someone, you're actually helping yourself. You feel better about yourself. You sort of have a purpose, which is what I'm doing with this podcast, right? I'm helping myself. I'm just treating my hypothetical friend. This hypothetical friend is actually me on camera, and I can look at me in the eye and just say nice things to me and being supportive to me, reflect on my life as if it was one of my friends' life, except it's me, and I just, instead of a friend, it's this camera / my phone at the moment that I'm talking to, and it helps put things in perspective. And so it's a very good technique. It's like tricking you into helping yourself, but on top of that, you're still helping a friend as well. So try it. Trust me, try it. You'll feel so much better about you, especially if you're someone that tends to feel down a lot of the time and wonder what's wrong with you. This can help a lot. So that was Wednesday, which was a pretty good day overall. Thursday came, feeling very beat up physically from the training week. Did some Uber driving. The driving hasn't been best this week, early week anyway, up until Thursday. So I've been a bit more stressed, thinking like how much money I've lost. And when I say money I've lost, it's actually not true. It's more the missed opportunity to make money. I think, just to put some numbers on it, I think when I usually drive, on average, I'm probably between $40 and $50 an hour. But from Tuesday to Thursday included, I think I was more on $30 an hour. So with the amount of hours that I made, that I drove, I probably lost $200 or missed out on $200, and that was a bit stressful. But I tried to convince myself that I still had all those $30 an hour more for the amount of hours that I did. I had this money instead of not having money. I have stayed home or in bed or did nothing or watched TV or scroll on my phone. So it's good to have, for me, this possibility to work whenever I want, even when it doesn't pay as much as I'd like. I think I guess it goes back to being grateful. I'm grateful that I've got the opportunity to do that job whenever I want on my terms, and being able to build my future from that. So Thursday morning was driving, then I trained, felt pretty beat up, so didn't move too well, which tends to weigh on my brain whenever I don't train as hard as I like. But also, I'm getting older. It's been a big week already. I had a big week of training, even though it was just Thursday. And at least I went. That's what I told myself. At least I went. I listened to my body. I didn't move too hard. Just about getting some blood flow everywhere, and felt good about this. I then came home and decided to start the online test that I've been mentioning. And it didn't go as I planned at all. Just to put things in context, you've got 4 sections to fill out. So it's online. And you've got, let's say, a video when people are moving. This is CrossFit related. People are moving, doing a movement, and there's question about, okay, what is this person doing wrong? Or what are they doing right? Or which one should you correct first? Or how should you correct? Or what is the coach doing wrong? Plenty of examples like this. So section 1, 10 questions. You need to have the 10 questions correct to move on to section 2. But if you fail at one of the questions, it just says, no, you got it wrong. You finish the 10 questions, and let's say you've got 3 wrong, you redo the 3 that you had wrong. And you repeat those 3 until you got all of them right. So you can't really fail. But I did the first section quite rapidly, probably like 10 minutes. Had a couple of wrongs, but then when I came back to it, got them right. Moved on to section 2. And section 2 had the same 10 questions. I think I had like 4 wrong. So my confidence was already pretty knocked down from having all those questions wrong. Even though I can't fail and I just have to redo it, it made me feel like I wasn't up to the task. And especially that section 2, there was one question. It was a multiple choice answer. There were 10 options, and it could have been all 10 were correct, or maybe just one, or anything in between. So a lot of different combinations. And I swear I probably spent 35 minutes on that question alone. I kept getting it wrong. I lost hope on that one. I was just trying and trying and trying. I was like, this is it. I'm sure this is it. Like, I don't understand why it's wrong. My housemate, who knows about CrossFit, etc. as well, was next to me, and I even ended up asking him, because I'm doing the test on the TV, asking him, what do you think about this? And same, he was stumped, and I was like, I felt very defeated. I had to go to work, so I had to leave. Couldn't save the 9 questions that I had right, because you can only save after each section. So yeah, went to work, did the coaching, and then came back in the evening, came back home and was like, okay, let's do that test again. Lucky for me, when I went back to section 2, I had to redo 10 questions, but they were different. And the question I was stuck on didn't come back. So that was a bit of luck, which is good. We can always take it. We all need a break sometime. But still, section 3 and 4, same. I had a couple of questions in each section where I was like, I don't understand. And I ended up answering, not randomly, but sort of like, okay, maybe it's this, and it was. And pretty much I feel like I'm imposter syndrome. Like, really, I've done that whole weekend of a course, and I'm doing the test 2 days after with an open book, and I'm not even capable of getting it right. And I was like, who do you think I am? Like, talking to myself, who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? You had these big plans of becoming a great coach and opening a great gym, and you can't even answer one question online. And that's my high standards schema talking, to relate or to rebound on the beginning of the podcast. And yeah, felt pretty low after that, even though I passed at the end. I felt pretty low because I felt like I had cheated somehow, because it wasn't a real test, because you can't fail it. And so I think deep inside of me, there's still a little voice that says, nah, you don't really deserve this. Which is hard to hear, even telling it out loud. It's like, no, I do, I work hard. And I guess this is why I'm doing this podcast, right? To be authentic and reflect on things like that. So instead of being happy with the outcome, I think I should be grateful and happy that I'm taking the steps and I'm getting out of my comfort zone. It's very, not everyone will do it. A lot of people would just stop where they are, being content and not pushing for more. But that's not me. I'm pushing for more. I've got a clear goal, and I'm ticking the boxes every step to get there, one day at a time. So yeah, well done me, actually. Well done you, watching, because I'm talking to myself, right? So you're more than welcome to listen, but I'm proud of myself for doing that step and for getting out there, out of the comfort. Just gotta keep pushing. Friday was a decent day. I think the driving early morning was busy, which helped a lot. Because basically I made more money, and I'm like, okay, this is better. Makes me feel better about myself. Release that sort of pressure. So I was happy with that. Also on Thursday evening, I would have put something on my socials about passing the test and effectively getting my CrossFit level 2 certification. So lots of likes on socials, a lot of congratulations in person. So definitely the external validation side was ticked, that's for sure. So yeah, Friday was a great day. We also trained and had a big lift in the morning, which was a personal best. So once again, it's like seeing the results of the months and years of hard work contributes to that external validation effect schema. And it's not to say you need to avoid external validation a lot of time, but like I mentioned before, it's being aware of when that personality is talking and not yours. So yes, I felt great, and I know why I felt great. I felt great because I worked hard and I had all this external validation. The hard point, it happened in my birthday back in June, where I've received a lot of attention, and then within like maybe 36 hours time window, had a lot of attention for that, and then it just stopped because obviously it wasn't my birthday anymore. So I was feeling really down, and I remember thinking, well, it makes sense. I've had a lot of attention, and it was great, and now it stops. But when you want more, but I wasn't hard on myself for thinking, oh, I'm just shit, etc. And I think to an extent, this is what happened on Friday, where I was like, oh, all this attention is great. I just rode the wave. I made note of like, this is a great moment and I'm enjoying it. It's going to stop at the end of the day or at the end of the week or whenever. But I'm glad I'm aware aware enough to notice and enjoy the moment instead of taking it for granted and being sad when this doesn't happen. Life is not about being high all the time. You need lows to feel high, and maybe 80% of the time I'm actually in a neutral position. So it's important to enjoy when you're low, when you're high. It's important to acknowledge and enjoy when you're living life on a high note, because it's going to go back to neutral eventually, and sometimes it's going to go down. And being able to reflect on it is what's going to make the difference between a vicious circle and going down a negative spiral, or being able to stop it and just enjoy the moment. So again, good job me. We've got then Friday evening, I did a little bit of driving as well because I need some extra cash this week. And it went well, so that helped a lot. Went to bed a bit late because of it, but that's okay. Slept in on Saturday. I had work in the restaurant that I work at. The shift went pretty normal. It was pretty quiet, so that was a bit bored, but they've allowed me to finish early, which was good. It was good because I got the opportunity to do a little bit of driving in the afternoon, where I ended up making good money as well for 2 hours. So finish off early was actually a blessing. Got home, got changed. I had a friend's birthday / housewarming party, and it's a couple that I've met that I don't know them very well, but they're just very nice people and very lovely. I'm honored that they've invited me over. But that means I didn't know any of their friends, like at all. I knew 2 people there, and there was like 30 people, and I didn't know anyone. So I think old me would have been on the side, or maybe I would have had a few drinks with me to be able to talk to people I didn't know. But actually, I was on the non-alcoholic beer for them. So yeah, obviously 0%. And I've managed to make connection with people and had a great conversation and meet some great people. And it shows how much I've improved in this area as well, that I don't need alcohol, that I am an enjoyable person, and that people enjoy talking to me, and that I have things to say and I've got an interesting life, which is not something I used to think. Oh, excuse me. The joys of being live. So yeah, then after that I went driving a little more as well, and made good money again. So overall a good day. And I actually took today completely off. No restaurant shift, no driving, no gym. Just time for me. Slept in. Probably spent too much time on my phone. But that's okay. It's once a week, probably less than that I do this. So too much time on my phone, but then I was productive. I worked on my income, on my investments in my crypto, and just looked at everything, put things in place so that future me can harvest the efforts that I'm putting in at the moment. So it might be hard now, but it's hard now because it's gonna be easier in the future, and that's the reason I'm doing this. And today was a good reminder of it. I then went to the beach. It was great weather today here in Perth. Went with a friend from the gym. We don't hang out often, which is regrettable. Like, always have a good time with them. So just the two of us went to the beach, had a chat, caught up on each other's life, went for a quick pint and a bite at the end of it. But it was good, like, yeah, to talk about everything, but also anything, see how they're doing, see how I am doing. Gave me the opportunity to reflect and be grateful to be there with them at the beach. Because turns out in the morning, when I was on my socials, I saw a bunch of people from the gym that were all at the beach together, and I had this little pinch, little stab in my heart, and I was like, oh, they didn't invite me. They must not like me, or maybe they don't like me as much as I thought they did, and all that jazz. The truth is, they probably just forgot, and even if they had reached out by the time they posted this, I think I was still in bed, so I don't really know why I'm upset about it. But I said this podcast will be about honesty and authenticity, so yeah, it hurt me to see that. It's something I need to work on. I tend to take things personally still. It takes a lot of effort for me to rationalize everything, and I think that's French. That's not a word. That's not an English word. To put everything into context. It takes me a lot of like this talking out loud, talking to a friend, talking to myself, to convince myself that it's not what my brain is telling me. That's not real. That's not the truth. I just didn't get invited. Like, it happens to everyone, and it doesn't mean anything. And I just need to nail that in my brain. It's hard, and that's my craving for external validation. So see, it always popped up. Never get away from it. But again, doing better, working on it, being more mindful, being more grateful. I think I've been a bit stressed about this podcast as well, because I saw the day was getting away from me. It's now 8 p.m. I think, or maybe 8:30, because I've been recording for half an hour. 8:30, I haven't had dinner. I need to cook food. I need to put some laundry out, fold some laundry in, I still have stuff to do. So I don't think I'll go to bed early tonight, but holding my accountability to this podcast was more important. Something I've set myself to do, and I gotta stick to it, at least for a few weeks, and see how it goes. So just know that you can do whatever you set your mind to. It is hard sometimes, but if you find the discipline to do it, you'll get there, and it's so rewarding. I'm so glad I didn't skip after 1 week and did it again and push the boundaries of my comfort zone outside again a little more. Next week I won't do it on Sunday. I might do it on Sunday morning actually, because I've got a gig on the Sunday during the day, so maybe I'll do it on Sunday morning. That might be easier. Otherwise I'll do it Monday, and you can see my very tired face. Sunday morning would be better, won't it? What do you think on that? We'll reflect on that. So, to wrap it up, thanks for watching the second episode of the WRIGS Podcast. I also need to try and practice my speaking. No wonder why people can't understand me. I can't even listen to myself. But I'm going to try to articulate more and maybe speak slower if that helps. But we'll see. So, thank you for watching episode 2 of the WRIGS Podcast. I'm doing this for me, but if it can help anyone out there feeling less alone and motivate them to better themselves and their mental health, then it's the best gift I could ever receive. Take care, everyone, and see you next week.